Hey, folks. Welcome to Movement Monday with Ray and Ryan. I am Ray. That's Ryan. We got Movement Monday here. Now, how you doing today, Ryan?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's Monday following the Super Bowl, and I did pretty good staying on track for the most part yesterday. Didn't indulge too much, but I had a little bit of outside of outside of the healthier side of things, but also not too much to where it impacted my ability to get things done this morning. And I got to the gym and I had a good workout, and so I've actually been feeling pretty good all day. So I was pretty happy with that. How about you?
Yeah, I was the same way. I kind of used halftime as my cutoff, and then after that, it was all right. We're back to a lot of water and not so much of the meatballs and all that good stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Okay.
woke up feeling good this morning. So
Yeah, no, that's the best part, right?
yeah, yeah, because I'm sure there are many other people that can say that. So
Yeah, I mean, well, just watching the news and watching, reading stories and headlines and whatnot about how it's become one of the uh, most days, or the days where most people call in sick on a Monday. So there's discussion of make it a holiday so that way it's not so hard, or move it to Saturday, or whatever the case. And
yeah,
it's just kind of funny of how big of a deal. But I mean, it's so widely celebrated, So I guess I get it. We're
yeah.
such Americans, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was kind of surprised they showed during the game like Brazil and Australia and
Yeah.
Mexico. I mean, all over the world there were huge Super Bowl parties, and I was like, wow, I didn't realize. I mean, I knew it was big, but I didn't realize it was that big.
No, and now that you say that, like I was completely flabbergasted that there was so many people watching from around the world. I always thought that it was just a big American thing, and so but to see
Yeah,
that is kind of eye opening. Okay, well maybe we're making a little bit of ground. We're not soccer,
right.
but football's gaining some ground, so that's good news. I guess those playing those games, in foreign countries is helping to build
Yeah,
some of our crowds. So.
yeah, yeah.
Good deal. Well, wanted to jump in and talk more about Saturday of what happened over the weekend rather than yesterday, and your experience and your accomplishment, and my FOMO. I wanted to be there with you, but I had other things going on. So let's talk about it. Tell us what you did.
So yeah, like we you were invited to join us, but like you said, you couldn't. We participated in it was a fundraising event, but it was rowing. Um, and I kind of learned as we went what I thought wasn't really how it was going. I thought we were rowing as a team to try to finish a marathon, but instead it was you had a 2.5 hour time cap, and it was get as far as you can in the 2.5 hours. So, but we still got. I think we were only 11,000 meters short of the full 26 miles. So
Back it up. You each rode two and a
no,
half hours.
as a team,
Okay, I'm
yeah,
like, whoa,
yeah. Although there
that's
there was one guy that did it all by himself.
oh my goodness.
But yeah, no, and you could have as many or as little on your team as you wanted. I think originally we had 4 or 5 on our team, but with people not being able to go, or an injury on our team, it was just 3 of us. So we worked out a system, and we switched every 7 minutes.
Yeah,
We would switch. So
already.
that worked out pretty good because you're getting good and going, and then all right, you can take a 14-minute break, and then time to get after it again.
Yeah.
But no, it was very very cool. I think there were what were we three no 3 rowers deep, and then I think there was 5 across. So what is that? 20 teams all going on site at the same time, and then I think there were 6 or 7 people that were zoomed in that had maybe 1 or 2 teams going virtually off site. So it was a pretty big deal, and they had a big leaderboard keeping track of where everybody's at. It was a lot of fun. It was
Yeah.
something I'd never done to that extent before. I mean, we've talked about rowing, but not rowing like that.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. I think I texted you, UW. Turned out, I found out they were alumni, but they were from the UW crew team.
Yeah.
So they know how to row, and of course they demolished everybody.
Yeah.
But they were incredible to watch. I mean, it's like doing and seeing anything at the highest level. Watching them do it. I mean, for rowing, that's if you don't know, the University of Washington historically has been very, very strong rowing team. I mean, they made a movie about them.
Yeah.
But I mean, even outside of that, every year they're very dominant. So even seeing something just like rowing at a peak level like that, it's still pretty impressive.
Yeah. No. And well, I mean, and what a cool I mean, again, I had major FOMO, and what a cool experience because I you and I had kind of talked about that the likes of those kind of people would probably be there, and with the Boys in the Boat movie just having come out, I'm sure there's probably a little bit more of focus on rowing than there may have been in years past. But I don't know. I'm not exposed to that world anyway, so I don't know how much exposure they get or how much following they get or how much attention they get in this competition. But it's the first I've heard of it. Coincidentally happened to be with our conversation with Nell a couple months ago, and this coming up, and then the movie came out, and so it's kind of on the forefront of my mind. And just so happened that we had baseball stuff going on. So I was like,
Yeah,
of course it's the same weekend. But so how'd you feel in the row?
I felt good. I started for us, and then because Nell, she was one of the major organizers for this event, so she's like, "Hey, you mind going first, so I have time to kill, still kind of iron some stuff out while we get
Oh
started."
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's fine with me. And then her husband rode with us too. That was our three. But it was good, and she was saying, and we talked about it before. Hey, this is a long time. Don't like go CrossFit, go redline right away. We got a long ways to go. So, work on, like running, which we run a lot too. She's like, just pace yourself, find that, find that groove, and then just stay there.
We're going for some
And
endurance here.
yeah, yeah, we're in
Yeah.
for the long haul. It's not a sprint. So, but no, it was good. Just finding that rhythm, and then yeah, it felt really good. I'm not gonna lie, I was dead tired when we were done.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, even going, just for 7 minutes, but we figure I probably was on the rower 19, 20 times
Yeah.
within the 2.5 hours. So it's quite a bit. And I was sore yesterday, and I was sore today when I went
That's
back
gonna
to the
be my
gym
next
this
question
morning.
is how you feeling now?
Yeah, yeah. No, the glutes and the hammies and the quads were definitely feeling it.
Yeah.
Definitely feeling it. So yeah,
Well,
but no,
and
it
I
was a cool experience.
yeah. Well, and I think that that's what a lot of people don't get about rowing is that there's so much strength involved in the lower body when it comes to rowing because everybody thinks that it's pulling back, it's shoulder work, and yeah, there's component of it, but it's they teach us to coach in Orange Theory that rowing is a leg driven movement, and it very much is, and so. Those glutes that you want those booty gains, get yourself some rowing in. So
And it
um,
was never more evident than seeing the UW guys when they took their stuff off when it was about time to go. I mean, it was three guys, and the shortest guy on their team was about 6 inches taller than me. I mean, they were probably average 6'8", 6'9",
oh boy.
and their
Yeah.
legs were tree trunks.
Yeah.
They were so strong, so powerful, but yet so fluid and so efficient. when I wasn't rowing, I got to go over and kind of stand behind them and look at their monitor on their machine and the stuff they were doing. I was just like, whoa. I mean, I could do that, but not just at that consistent pace the whole time. It was
Yeah,
just, and it was, like I said, it was amazing to watch.
I bet. Well, and that's such a different level of training when, you rode crew, you kind of still mentally are in crew even though you're rowing solo, but like, you got a rower in a CrossFit gym and it's just a component, another means of lifting and getting stronger. So there's, it's, but still at the same time, it's what a cool experience. I don't know. I'm hoping that, that next year that I don't have something going on, or that next time it comes around. I assume it's an annual thing.
Yeah. Yeah. She
Yeah.
already said, yeah, next year we need to try to get more teams
Yeah.
to come on site. And so, yeah, when it rolls around, we'll definitely definitely be in touch, and we'll get you a spot on the team. So,
Yeah.
and it
No,
was
I
cool
want to be
because
sore too.
oh yeah, yeah, the reason they were doing it for fundraising is for Camp Lucy, which I'd never heard of prior to this, but it's a rowing camp, I guess,
Okay.
for young girls, younger women, less privileged. That just I think it's a week long like summer camp, but they focus on rowing, but it's actually on the water. It's not just on machines. So I guess I don't know what all I'm sure they leadership and, all the things that go with that, but
Yeah.
they had two teams that were up front and center of young ladies that had been to this camp. So they were there still participating. And there was one part for 15 minutes, whoever was on the rowers, we all had to match the same cadence that they
Oh,
were
cool.
rowing. So
Yeah.
that was kind of cool. So everybody was rowing at the exact, like as one big team. So
Yeah.
it was pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. And then Seattle Pacific rowing team was there in full force. I mean, there was probably 30 or 40, and it was their women's team, 30 or 40 girls there that they had two rowers. So they were
Nice.
and they were all going nuts and going crazy and cheering. And so it was cool. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Now, tell me more about that the atmosphere. What was the general atmosphere? Was there music everywhere? Was it kind of quiet and just people cheering each other on, or what was the feel like there?
It was, I mean, like any big gathering kind of competition. I mean, it was a competition, but not like, hey, this is what we're going for.
Hmm.
So they had music going, but I thought it could have been a little louder just because the amount of people that were in there. But no, it was very cool. It was very friendly. The people rowing, because we had a rower on either side of us. We were in the very back row, but they were all, hey, you'd get off. They'd give you a high five. Hey, great job, keep it up. And you're doing the same to them, and just random machines throughout the room. People would start cheering, and we're like, I don't know what they're cheering about, but hey, all right, they hit something. So it was very, very cool. It was very, very friendly, very loose. A lot of camaraderie. Just everybody's there for the same reason, same purpose, and just cheering people on and high fiving, and it was very cool.
That's cool. Sounds like just a cool team building. And even though you're not building your team, you're building like a just camaraderie, like you said,
Yeah,
and then on top of that, just the positive experience of all the positivity of everybody rooting each other on and being happy for each other. I mean, that's fun.
yeah, yeah. It
Reminds me a
was it
lot.
was very cool.
Yeah, it reminds me of kind of like Tough Mudder, where everybody in Tough Mudder roots for everybody else, and I don't know. I think that's one of my favorite things about that is that there's just so many people that are like, yeah, you got this, let's go. So it's like I don't
Yeah,
know you, but cool, yeah, let's go.
yeah, yeah. I tell you though, I did feel a little pressure because I mean we've had Nell on here before and talked about kind of her rowing experience and what she does. So
Yeah,
being that she was putting this event on, you know, everybody knew who she was and the type of rower she was. And then they were like, oh, you're on Nell's team. So, oh, you must be a pretty good rower too. And I was like, well, so there's like kind of that in the back of my head pressure, like, hey, you better perform here. But no, it was a lot of fun. I had a really good time.
And that's not always a bad thing, you know.
Yeah.
What could do? And I'm sure you did just fine and kept up, and you know, you're a competitor and you're athletic, so that no challenge for you.
Yeah. Well, it was cool because, like I said, they had the huge, you know, like leaderboard on a big projection screen up in the middle, so you can see every team and where they're bouncing around and back and forth and this and that. So that was a driver too, because I don't know where they were, but you could see the teams right in front of us, and we're like, okay, got to catch them. And boom, you'd catch them, and you know, it's just a lot of back and forth. So it was very cool, a lot of fun.
Sounds like it. Yeah, no, I definitely I got to get me a piece of that action.
Yeah.
It sounds definitely like an environment that I enjoy being in. So
yeah, it was. I think you would enjoy it a lot. And so
cool.
Yeah, for sure next year we'll get you on board. No pun intended.
I didn't notice that. I was, you know, I was busy all day, so I didn't get a chance to look at my watch or any metrics much more. But what was your calorie burn like that day?
Oh, I'd have to go back and look.
Yeah.
Well, it was hard because, you know, on our watch you can start it, but you know, I was only going like 7 minutes at a time, so taking 14 minutes off, it would stop. So I'd row, get off, and pause it, and I was pretty good for the first few of restarting it. But then I'd forget to restart it and be like, have like 2 minutes left, and be like, oh, I forgot to restart my watch.
Yeah.
So there was a couple rounds I just let it go, but I was like, oh, whatever.
No, I struggle with that too. I've contemplated whether or not I want to, when I'm at Orange Theory, when I switch stations, do I want to go to, you know, indoor run, to, you know, classic weightlifting or whatever they call that, to, you know, rowing, and it's like that's a lot of work to change the watch. So I just, you know, I just let it do its thing, and I'll let it record however it wants to record me, just based off of the Orange Theory monitors.
Yeah.
Well, good deal. Any insightful moments that you know had while you were there? Anything that kind of aha type of thing?
The like real competitive rowing is a large man sport. I mean, like I said, the UW guys were giants, and then there were a few other guys in there that were very, very proficient rowers, but they were all 6'6", 6'7". I mean, it's a tall man's.
So they made you feel average, is what you're saying?
Yeah, very, very much so.
Average height, not so much tall.
Yeah. It's not often where I'm walking around looking up at people. So, but it was. But like I said, I mean, it's so cool to watch them do their thing in their element and be that good at it. It was very, very cool.
Yeah, and I'll say it again. I'm bummed that I missed that. I would have loved it, but you know, but also how short would I have felt, because you know I'm a good, you know, a few inches shorter than you. So. But it's all good. I would have still competed, you know, to the best of my ability. So
yeah.
Well, good, dude. Anything else you want to add, or are we ready to wrap up?
No, unless there's something else you want to talk about,
No, that's good. I don't know. I really just wanted to get, you know, your feedback and your, you know, just immediate response. And I don't know, just the pictures that you sent, and, you know, the text that you sent with who was there and whatnot, just kind of got me excited. And I'm like, oh, we got to talk about this. So
yeah,
I don't know, just maybe I'm just goofy and excited more than other people might be, but lucky for us, we're the ones that are talking here. So,
right. Yeah. Well,
so
and
hopefully other people feel the excitement in it too. So
yeah. So here's another goofy thing, which just for me, the 2.5 hours was over and we didn't hit the marathon mark, and I was like, I want to keep going. I want to finish.
I knew exactly where you were going when you started saying
that.
Yeah. We're not done with our task yet.
Right. We didn't hit the mark yet. Let's go. But so no, there was. No, there was another group of, it
Uh,
was a rowing club, but it was all
uh,
younger kids that was coming in to kind of do the same thing right after us. So we had to kind
yeah,
of bug.
what you should have told them is, yeah, I'll compete with them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Well, cool beans. Well, congratulations. I mean, way to step outside of your comfort zone and get it done and tackle it. I mean, you're now stronger, wiser, and than or know more about rowing than you thought you would ever need to know. But that's pretty awesome.
yeah, yeah. So now I'm anxious to actually get on the water and try it.
Yeah,
So
I'm not gonna lie. That makes me a little nervous, just because being on a regular rower, there's not as much of a balance aspect of it. But when you're on on the water, you're responsible not only for yourself but for other people. Like, and that's
yeah,
and I'm sure I've been kayaking with a partner before. With my aunt and I went one time and we did pretty well in the ocean. And
yeah,
so it probably shouldn't be that bad, but it's still kind of you know daunting a little bit. And so,
right,
but
yeah,
I'm up for the challenge. So maybe with the summer we can get out on the water.
yeah. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful.
Yeah, good deal.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, we'll wrap up. Again, Movement Monday here with Ray and Ryan. I'm Ray. That's Ryan. We do this every Monday to talk about movement, fitness, vitamins, and supplements, and how it all works together. Just a little bit of a chat about just keeping moving, especially for those of us that are getting a little bit older up in there in age. It's important to keep moving. So but anyhow, so here we are. We do this for you guys, Movement Monday. If you're watching us on YouTube, please give us a like, give us a share, give us a follow. If you're not watching us on YouTube, check out our YouTube page. There's other recordings, lots of them. I think we're on almost our 40th recording now at this point, and so we've been doing this for a while. Like, we discuss a lot of different things, and if there's something we haven't discussed and you'd like to hear us discuss, let us know. Reach out to us. We'd love the feedback. If you'd like to join us, because movement or supplementation is a passion of yours, we also love to have you. It's always great to have guests. Once again, Ryan and I are both promoters for Innovative Posh. So we've got a line of vitamins, supplements, skincare, and self-care products. Really something for everybody, old, young, male, female, otherwise. Reach out to us. Let us know. We'd love to get you more information on that. So thanks for tuning in, and we will talk to you later. Have a good one. Talk to you later, Ryan.